sound to listen to the shofar, and you're not going. So I went. I don't know if we blew shofar or not. I don't remember that. But I do remember that I made a vow that I will never go into a senior center in my life. Some years later, 4 or 5 years later, I'm sent by the Rabbi to Phoenix, Arizona to represent him for the state of Arizona. And there was a manor here where all the Jewish seniors would go to called Kivul Manor. And I wasn't going to go there. My wife and the demands of the organization, I went. I didn't nullify my vow, but I went. But when I went, I saw the difference of what I saw a few years ago of Rosh Hashanah, like day and night. So I continued to go. Tzipi and myself used to visit a lady on 12th Street in Northern. At that time, I think she was 80-something, 90, polio. And we went there on a regular basis to visit her. One day, she goes to a home, and 2 weeks later, she's back. And we said to her, what happened? She said, well, she had her breakfast or lunch. She went for a stride. She went for a walk. She went next door to where she slept. And there's a woman there, and the food is on the plate. So she says to her, why aren't you eating? She says, there's no food here. I don't see any food. The home didn't know that she's blind and she couldn't see. So this lady went back to her apartment on 12th Street in Northern. Years later, get a call from somebody in our neighborhood. We don't have a car. We don't have a Jewish calendar. Could somebody drop off a calendar? We're elderly. My husband can't see. And we went and we dropped off a calendar. A few weeks go by, and I say to myself, I just missed the boat. Why didn't we see if they need help? Why didn't we get someone to volunteer? Maybe they need to go to the medical field. Maybe they need shopping. And there are many such stories, and I said to myself when Levi and Chani were ready to come as shlichus to Arizona, I think there's a need to the forgotten parents that we all have. Many of us, some of us I should say, will take the parents and put them in a retirement center. When do we visit them? When do they visit them? And they just leave the parents. And here's a generation of knowledge, generation who worked hard, generation who a mother can take care of 10 children, and one child has difficulty taking care of a parent. So I said to Levi at that time, and Chani, I feel there's a need to start something for seniors. A need and a calling to have volunteers, to visit them, to be available to them for their needs. And the rest is history. And Levi will tell us more about it later. But my mechutnu who's sitting here, Rabbi Slonim from Bingham to New York, Chani's father, said to me, the rabbi has to give a Dvar Torah. Say something in learning. Over here it only says greetings. So the very first senior mentioned in the Torah, the very first senior is in today's Parsha. The Torah tells us Avram Zaken. Avram became old. He was only 140 years old then. He lived another 35 years. But Avram Zaken, Avram the elder, Baba Yamim, came in age. And God blessed him with everything. So one commentary says he blessed him that he had children. Another commentary says he had a daughter. That's what he blessed him with. And there's a commentary that says that God blessed him with everything for the merit for the merit that he gave tithing from everything. We find that in the portion of a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where Abraham met with the king Melchizedek, who was the firstborn son. At that time the firstborn was the priest, and he gave to the priest tithing of everything. So the sages say, in the merit of the tithing that you gave from everything, God gives you from everything. So as we're sitting here together today for a charitable occasion, for a charitable event, when we give, we receive 10 times more. And when we give from the heart, by visiting, when we give by donating, when we give of ourselves, God blesses all of us with everything. So God should bless each and every one of you here and all our loved ones, that we should all be able to celebrate together the ultimate that we all wait for from Mashiach now. Thank you.